The next motion design principle that we have is called parenting. Now, parenting is another powerful principle that we're going to see a little bit of. Parenting creates relationships between spatial and temporary hierarchy when interacting with multiple interface elements. Parenting links the properties of one UI element to the properties of others. When a property in the parent element changes, the linked properties of the child elements also change. So let's take a look at some examples so you can see what I'm trying to tell you about. So like I said, parenting creates those relationships between spatial and temporary hierarchy when interacting with multiple interface elements. So if we think about if a user were to use this slider, we're seeing that kind of skeuomorphic behavior that we talked about before about why motion is so important. It kind of creates these moments of delight and, these moments of recognition. But more so when we're talking about parenting, when the user interacts with the slider, they're seeing different child elements actually change. So they are connected, but yet they are different. And this is another way that we can kind of use motion to create these types of relationships. Here's another one. So if I were to kind of slide this open, slide it down, you see how everything else, like this person's icon here, is affected by this parent container. So using these types of principles really helps, creates relationships between UI elements, and it establishes a sort of hierarchy. It allows multiple elements to communicate with users at once. Even though it is like this kind of profile for the user, they can see that they can always access it at the top, and it's minimized much more easily when users are looking at other parts of the application. So definitely a strong way to reinforce that hierarchy and also create different types of interaction patterns. This is something that I haven't really seen a lot of, but it's still something that's really interesting.